freshman year, we got in there, and it was like the beginning of like a real like fierce gang battle and stuff. Basically, in every neighborhood in Chicago, from like predominantly Latinos to blacks to whites to like, I actually lived like a couple blocks away from Chinatown too, so yeah. And like there was always drama with like a lot of kids, like lower privileged kids, like robbing like suburban upper middle class children and stuff, like during our lunch breaks. And that's when like that's when I first realized like the whole like racial profiling thing, and like how like just because like I'm a teenage Latino, I have to be like a gangbanger or something, or like be into like graffiti and stuff. And like, yeah, that's not me. Like I'm basically into like all kinds of stuff. And I remember at one point not feeling safe and like not being able to go outside with like in fear of like being robbed or being jumped and stuff. I've listened to like all types of music, from like hip hop, country, polka, like Spanish music like salsa, merengue, bachata, all that stuff. I even listen to like Tokyo pop and like all kinds of like crazy music. So I'm not into that whole gangbanging stuff and like having to like hurt people just to be like accepted from a group that doesn't really even care about you and stuff. Cause like personally, like I've had family members go through the drama, and like my cousin's doing like 25 to life for a crime that he didn't even do, but he took the blame for it just because his gang told him to do it. So I just try and distance myself away from it. And like, I mean, that's what my mom tried to do. Like my mom's been like the only person in my life to like actually really have a big effect on me and stuff. And like she's always like, we've always moved around, so we're like kind of nomadic and stuff, like always moving around. So like every time, like the first sign of trouble, we're packing our stuff and we're leaving, moving somewhere else. So yeah, I've basically been all around Chicago and stuff.
Because really, we're connected, but then we're not connected. We have a lot of Chicago pride, but we're not all one place. I mean, I hate to say it, but, you know, just I hate going home on the train there, because it's like, in the north side, I can walk around by myself. Being a young woman, I can walk around by myself and go places and everything like that, and talk to people and not worry about anything. But on the south side, you know, when I get towards south, then I have to, you know, hold my purse a little bit tighter. Or even like I had to buy mace because I was scared. It's not as safe there. There's not as many police officers around. I felt like the high schools weren't good, that it was all just so segregated. I mean, in Georgia, there was different high schools, but you weren't just gonna go to a high school and it was a really bad school. They were all kind of about the same. In Chicago, it's like you have to be going to a good school. You know, on the north side, there's more business people, more family people. As far as Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, I feel like there's more just people walking around. People that just don't really have purpose. There's much more homelessness over there. And I don't think it's a race thing as much as it's just, you know, I think it's more your surroundings.
Have you connected with students outside of your home school while at Gallery 37?
Yes. I find a lot of them pretty attractive. But besides that, like, I don't think we really connected. You know what I'm talking about. Don't try to act like... No, what you whispering for? We on camera.
Jeremy, what you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Keep going.
I'm serious. Okay.
Next question, okay?
Okay, that'll be off camera when we discuss this. All right, anyway.
Go get your ass.
People look at me first, just like, I guess, just because of my appearance. I'm laid back, I'm cool, of course.
Everybody's checking their cool, it seems like.
Like, I have so many different friends from, like, preps to, like...
And it's
hard to find people that you connect with because everyone's trying so much to be like everybody else, and no one's really like individual.
Classes here, like I have never met so many different ethnicities in my life.
I wear the baggy jeans or whatever you want to call it, but that's just me.
I've met new people of all races, and you know,
hip hoppers and like, people that are like still like dead into like real hip hop.
But at the same time, I have a prep side of me. I like button ups and polos. I don't necessarily have to have on a white tee everywhere I go.
I learned that I'm not the only person with problems.
But somehow we all fit together.
An Egyptian / an Italian. I mean, he's like has both of that running through his blood. I'm like, that's pretty cool right there.
Nobody really wants to like let their cool down and like get it like and lose it.
And when you meet new people, you be like, oh, well, we're going to get along. Am I going to fit in?
They have certain problems that I'm going through and stuff like that. So we have a lot of things in common.
Wake up in an all-black neighborhood, and then I get on the train, look out the window, and I kind of go through all the parts.
I am from Midway. I grew up around Bridgeport, and then I moved a lot.
What's the block?
Well, I live at the 71st in Claremont, a block east of Western.
Yeah,
so.
no, I've been over there.
When I moved back here, it was a very quick move. I wasn't expecting it, and I absolutely hated Chicago when I first moved here.
In the 80s, 90s, yeah, it was that kind of place. But now it's just like people that moved on or either got locked up or, you know, some of the people that got older, it tells to not do that anymore.
I hated it. I felt like my first impressions was it felt like it wasn't safe. It was a bad place. It was ugly in certain parts.
But I stayed on the south side mostly, and I've lived like by Bridgeport, and I've lived by like Western and like 45th, and right now I live by Pulaski.
I kind of see like the transition looking out the window from the south side. Then I go into, you know, farther north of the south side. Then I go into Chinatown, and then finally I'm up north.
Is it like a lot of poverty, you know, crackheads walking around?
It's not like it used to be.
I love the north side of Chicago, and actually I hate the south side of Chicago. I live there, but I absolutely hate it. When I get older, I do plan on possibly living in Chicago, but the only way I will agree on living here is if I'm living on the north side, just because I feel like it's nicer, it's taken better care of, and the people are different.
It's not that bad. I mean, not to say nothing, but there's a lot of old people, so it's kind of like down a little bit. It's not that many young people where it'd be a problem, but...
My neighborhood is kind of like, it's kind of quiet, but then it's not. It's like there's a lot of people that are stupid, and they like...
It wasn't someplace that I'd want to live and grow up. And up north is more, you know, it's more diverse. There's a lot of different people here, but it's much nicer, like I said earlier, and a lot more care is taken on the north side.
You know, there are gangbangers that like hang out and like drug dealers and everything, but it's not like super ghetto. Like I could walk out the house without getting shot. You know, it's like it's decent. It is what you make of it.